Good morning. It is Tuesday, January the 13th, 2026. I cannot believe we are 13 days into the new year already. We're off to a great start. At least I am. I hope you are as well. I didn't have any New Year's resolutions this year. Not sure if I did last year. Next month, actually, I'll be celebrating my second year wedding anniversary. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm actually very grateful for the prior 2 years, learning how to be married again, share space again, share ideas and experiences again. And I think about the literature, the recovery literature that says that a lot happens in a day, both good and bad. I think about our spiritual literature that says that two are better than one. And no doubt that both of those statements are true. I was having a conversation with one of my sponsees a day or two ago. And she was going through a day that was not so good. And it just reminded me of what it really means to be in relationship with another individual. And when things are not going so well, we tend to focus in on what the other person did that was upsetting to us. I usually just try to remain still and respond only when absolutely necessary, because I'm the type of person that I journal, and journaling helps me clear my head. It helps me to see. When we say that hindsight is 2020 vision, I totally believe that, because I am a reactor. And so, I tend to want to give as good as I get. And that doesn't allow me the space or the grace to do it God's way, or to practice the spiritual principles of our literature. So depending on, what discipline you want to follow, the results are the same. It's three prospects or perspectives that take place in any conversation: what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, what I'm saying, and then there is the recovery literature that is directive and on point and explanatory. And then we have the spiritual discipline that literally says that, this is the way that the Bible sets it up for you to live, respond, communicate. And it's a lot to remember. This really is a big, hairy deal. Recovery is really a giant organism that requires a lot of intentionality, a lot of forethought, a lot of practice. And just like with anything else that we endeavor to do, practice doesn't make perfect, but it does make better, and it does become more comfortable, and it does become more routine, right? And so, I'm learning to filter everything through the 12 steps, both the good and the bad. And every event, every circumstance, every experience in 2026, to the best of my ability, is going to be filtered through these 12 steps. The other thing that I intend to do regularly, right, routinely, right, if not every day, is mirror that filter from the recovery literature to the spiritual text. And so, I was just thinking, I did some writing yesterday, I think it was. Yep, January 12th. I did some writing and just some random thoughts, just for today. I tell myself that, life looks like what you set it up to be. And so if I am intentional in the morning, it sets the tone for my day. So yesterday, if you looked in my journal, you would see that it is broken up into life, to fear, and to spiritual growth. So yesterday I had an eye appointment which focused on my health. I had a hot stone massage that also focuses on my health. I had a community organization meeting which focuses on my service to my community. My fear falls into 5 different categories. Defeat, which is a fear of failure. Disease, which is just that all around uncomfortable feeling that is attached to fear. And then, security, which is tied to my finances. So, that's debt. And then, disapproval, which, because I was going to this meeting and I am the secretary of this community organization. And so, my fear is disapproval, that I'm not doing well, that I've somehow or other came up deficient. And so that's about rejection. And then, of course, I think about death, and not actually the death of leaving this earth, right? But, things that die, relationships that die, opportunities that die, pets that die, friends that die, family members that die. And so, I have a healthy fear of death, right? But then, I mirror that to my spiritual growth, my spiritual direction, my spiritual exercises, my spiritual path, and my spiritual exploration. And, and I just constantly try to be aware of my defects of character and my shortcomings. So that's what I was thinking when I woke up yesterday morning. And, I just think about the direction that my life is moving in and who is the director. Because if I'm set on a course, I'm having to follow something. And so what am I following to reach some point, some place, some experience? And so, exercise. What am I exercising? Am I exercising physically? Am I exercising my mental capabilities? Am I exercising my spiritual exploration? And so, our spiritual text would say, exercise yourself toward godliness. For bodily exercise profits a little, but godliness is profitable for all things, having promise of the life that now is and that which is to come. And so that's from 1 Timothy 4, verses 7 and 8. And so 2 Timothy 2 and 15 says to study to show yourself approved, and a workman needs not to be ashamed. And so, yesterday I spent some time setting my priorities. Who is the head of my life? The head is definitely the control center, which directs the movement of the body, and the body responds to directions which flow from the head. So when you need wisdom, guidance, or strength, turn first to the head. And so, what is your head? Is it your head personally on top of your shoulders? Is the head your recovery literature? Is the head your spiritual text? We have to be in alignment with something. Something has to be in the lead. The lead can't be me. I have to have something that I am following that is taking me to a good place. that I'm going to get a good outcome, that I'm going to be satisfied and not sorrowful. So that's my thoughts for today. So hopefully you're thinking about your day and that you're setting it up, because we are responsible for our life and our recovery. So hopefully you're taking responsibility, and have a great day.